Hi, thank you. So thank you everyone for joining us, and we hope the discussion, as usual, would be really productive. So I will be moderating this session. So just before we start, I have just let me introduce briefly how the rundown actually goes for this session. So we will have three major sessions. In the first, we will have, we'll have a quick presentation from teachers. Will be led by two wonderful mentors, Beryl Yücel from Turkey. Hi, Beryl. And Santos Mahapatra from India. Hi, Santos. And so we have three from Turkey, one from Philippines, and one from India, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the first part. And after each presentation, we will have 40 minutes breakout room discussions, and after breakout rooms discussion, so we will have reflection for 15 minutes to close our sessions. So now, yeah, I think without any further delay, I would maybe first, who wants to go first, Beryl or Santos?
I think Beryl.
Okay, Beryl. Okay, so over to you, Beryl, and yeah, thank you, Beryl Yücel from Turkey.
Thanks, Prem, and thanks, Santos. Hello, everybody. Hello from a sunny but a little bit chilly Ankara, Turkey. Welcome to our session. It's really great to be here with you all, even on a Saturday. My name is Beril Yücel. I work as the director of the Foreign Languages Department at Turkish Education Association in Ankara, Turkey. And I'm together with three of my colleagues who work at different Turkish Education Association. In short, we call them TED, K-12 schools, which are located in different parts of Turkey. And I would like to introduce them one by one, and then they will start doing their presentations. We will start off with Pınar Egeli, who is a teacher trainer, and department head at Karadeniz Ereğli College in the north of Turkey. And she will be doing the first presentation. And then we will go on with Özge's presentation, Özge Öztürk, who is a teacher and department head coordinating secondary and high school levels at TED İzmir College. She will be talking about her action research project. And then finally, we will finish off with Özden Yağlı from TED Isparta College. He is also a teacher trainer, and department head in his school. I would like to take this opportunity to thank each of them for their hard work and dedication all throughout this project. I'm really grateful to them. And now I think it is time to listen to their presentations. So I would like to invite Pınar to do the introductory session, which will give an overview to our collaborative action research project.
Thank you.
Let me share my screen. Okay, can you all see it?
All right. Yes, we can. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, it's
all
over
right.
to you, Pınar.
All right, thank you. Hello, everyone. I am Pınar Egeli. I'm an English teacher trainer, and a department head at secondary school. First of all, I would like to say that we are so pleased, we as TED schools are so pleased and honored to be here with you. We share great excitement to share our collaborative research on this international platform with such precious teachers, educators like you. I want to give a brief information about TED schools and our research. Turkish Education Association has a modern and progressive vision that aims to activate the civil initiative in the field of education. So we highly give importance of providing foreign languages at its best as K-12 schools. There are 40 TED schools in Turkey, and as you can see on this map, each one is located in a different parts of Turkey, and each year we are getting a bigger family. So today we are here as TED İzmir, TED Isparta, and TED Karadeniz Ereğli. At the end of distant education, there was a common point that we reached. We noticed that there has been a lack of interest in writing skills after the pandemic, mainly at the stage of generating ideas. Our students had difficulty in focusing on writing lessons, following up the stages of a writing lesson. As it was one of the common issues that we deal with in our own classrooms, we thought that it would be better to focus on the same topic with same tools with different age groups. And this idea brought up a collaborative action research with itself. TED İzmir focused on secondary school students, and TED Isparta focused on high school students. I would like to share one obstacle that we had encountered through this research. Unfortunately, at this stage, I had COVID-19, so I couldn't do my class observation with my colleagues like Özden and Özge. So that's why I got this stage talking about our project. As it is seen on the map, the locations of our schools are quite far from one another. And so we had to hold online meetings for each week. We had a quite great plan and we followed it. We put hard work on this research. We decided what to do next to run this project in the best way possible. Speaking of the background of the study, we followed some procedures. You can also see it on this poster right now. We start with the initial reflections first, followed by questions, observations, feedback, and final reflections. We collected each data and discussed on them every online meeting, brainstorming ideas, designing different activities according to the students' needs each week were really productive for us. Aside from the great impact of this project on our students, we as teachers also got the benefits of this research. So we feel really lucky to be on this platform, sharing ideas, connecting globally with you. We'll be proudly sharing our work has been done so far with you. I hope it will be fulfilling for all of you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Pınar. All right. I think now we can go on with Özge's presentation, and I will be sharing the screen. Okay, sorry. Okay, here it is. I think you can see the screen, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
Yes,
And
Özge, the floor is.
thank you so much. And hello, everyone. As mentioned, I'm Özge Öztürk. I'm an English teacher and the head of foreign languages department at TED İzmir College in Turkey. And today, I feel really honored to be a part of this fruitful and effective conference. So our focus in this research was the impact of distance learning on our students' writing skills. We know that now more than ever, there's a great need of understanding of the needs and challenges facing our students after returning back to school. It's hard to admit that we've been experiencing a significant decrease of students' performance in writing. After 5 months of classroom observations, focus group discussions, department meetings, and student questionnaires, we found out that students were away from school, trying to learn at a distance, but the core elements of education like communication, interaction, assessment, and evaluation disappeared, which caused our students to feel lost. Students had difficulty in staying motivated, staying in contact with their teachers, interacting with their peers, joining and participating in online classes at all times, completing their tasks and getting immediate feedback. Teachers could not make it possible to make students write from a distance So online writing process and activities were not as effective as they were in face-to-face classes, which also caused a huge gap in writing practice. After 18 months of online learning, students found it very challenging to adapt the new system, so they had hard times to keep pace with the curriculum. So as a result of this harsh transition back to class-based learning, the main struggle our students faced was when they were tasked to write. Most of the students reported that they lack ideas, their ideas were not good enough, so writing activities and writing classes were unbearable and boring because they did not know where to start and how to write. So the major findings of the study show that students lack motivation and students lack idea generating skills. So for this reason, we came up with a research question. How can I ease the practice of developing students' writing skills by using different idea generating strategies? And we designed some pre-writing strategies and activities to develop their ability to think and their confidence in idea generating. So during 4 weeks of study, we used different collaborative techniques as a pre-writing stage, and the students were given different topics each week, and they were expected to collaborate with other students in pairs, in groups, and on their own to generate ideas. And I saw my students assigning roles in their groups, helping each other, talking to each other, and taking notes and exchanging ideas. And I heard my students brainstorm in English and rushing around cheerfully. They were enjoying the activities. And I also collected my students' work and noticed significant differences in the quality of their writing. They managed to think outside the box, and they were able to move from controlled practice task into a fair communicative task. And after each activity, I also asked some questions about what they did, what they learned, and how they felt. And their answers also showed that the study really suited its purpose. And there are also skills and areas of knowledge that I gained throughout this project. So with the help of this study, I was able to identify the problem and the focus in my classes, design an action plan, and analyze the data to meet the needs of my students. Thank you.
Özge, thank you very much for the presentation and sharing your findings with us. Okay, now it is the last presentation in our group. Özden, I would like to invite you to do your to share your findings about your research. And let me, okay, go back to
Hello,
the
can you
poster.
hear me?
Yes, we can. Okay. Here is the poster. I think you can all see it. Yes, the stage is yours.
Hello, once again. Hope you are all well. I'm Özden Yal. I'm working as a teacher trainer and head of high school foreign languages department at TED College in Turkey. Firstly, I'd like to state that I had the same research question as Özge, and we followed the same procedures and used the same data collection tools. And I had my research done with grade 11 students, age 16 and 17. This group has been studying English for a long time, and I'll say this is a group of students who are really efficient users of English. And when we got back to school at the beginning of this academic year, after being locked down for almost a year and a half, we were all curious to see how the impact was like on students' performance and interest. So we started with a questionnaire, and with the answers we got, we understood that we had a lot to do to get our students back. And we wanted to have our focus question about writing, because normally students will have trouble in writing and they'll be quite unwilling to have writing classes. So we prepared the plans and stages, as Özge mentioned, for our classes. We had our free writing classes for 4 consecutive weeks, in 3 of which the students had these group discussions during pre-writing stage. And for the last week, they had to work on their own for the very same stage of the class. And this last week showed how the students benefited from group discussions. And to talk about the feedback I got from the class, they were mostly satisfactory. Students enjoyed having group discussions and loved exchanging ideas and seeing different perspectives. And with lots of ideas and points to use in their essays, they enjoyed writing more. And from my observations in the class, I'll definitely say that the use of appropriate idea generating strategies will bring positive results. And having these group discussions in the pre-writing stage motivated students to be more productive and interested in writing. This is the first time I've been part of an action research project, and I believe it's not going to be the last. It's been a privilege to have been involved. And while I hardly feel my research is complete, I've learned so much about the benefits of exploratory action research. As a result of my study, I've become more reflective and realized that also being a researcher in class helped me monitor the progress of my students more effectively. And I feel there is absolutely a need for the teachers to do action research, because in language classes, there are many cases that we need to consider, develop, and improve. Certainly, action research has broadened my horizon, and it changes ideas with the pragmatic ideas through the process of systematic inquiry. And what's more, it's important to understand the quality of teaching process and the system that we are in. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Özden. Okay, I think we came to the end of our sessions. Prem, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Beryl, and thank you, Pinar, Özden, and Özge. Now we move on to the group that Santosh Mahapatra has mentored. So there are two teachers. So over to you, Santosh.
Thank you, Prem. So we worked in I worked with two teachers. They're my friends in some ways. So I would call them like we work together collaboratively on this. The first one is Kiran. She's an assistant professor from the Central University of Haryana in India. She works there as a teacher, educator there. She teaches pre-service teachers. And then the second one is Rosemary Amparado. She is an instructor in Mindanao State University in the Philippines. And they will talk about their projects. I found your presentations really interesting. I don't want to waste their time. I would allow them to talk about their projects and talk about how they investigated the problem. And we did it together, I would call it. We did work collaboratively as such. Over to you, Kiran, to start.
Thank you.
The presentation, or you want to do that? You can do that yourself.
Yeah. If you can share the presentation, that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure and honor to be amongst you. As you know, I'm Kiran from India, a teacher educator at Central University of Haryana. So while teaching pedagogy of English to my pre-service teachers, I realized that many of them were facing certain inhibitions during practice teaching sessions, as they avoided speaking in English, and the grammatical errors in the language use were also very frequent. So I decided to do some intervention for improving their communication skills in English. As you know, the need was felt because the students were very interested in improving their communication skills. And apart from that, it was felt that it is the very basic requirement for being a teacher of English. And any lack of proficiency in this communication skills that will have a long-lasting negative impact on their career. So in this action research, 11 pupil teachers participated, out of who can be divided into 3 broad categories. one category of students who were able to speak, fairly correct English with the minimal errors. Then second category who could use English when they tried to, with some errors and occasional use of mother tongue, but they faced confidence issues and they avoided speaking in English. Third category of students, they were not able to speak in English, and the grammatical lapses were very, very common. Whenever they tried to speak, they could not speak beyond very simple sentences or a group of words. Common errors in their language use were like, mostly of grammatical nature, like use of verbs, subject-verb agreement, and use of prepositions, use of tenses. So these type of errors were there. I decided to know the reasons behind this because they opted for pedagogy of English paper in their Bachelor's of Education program. So I conducted semi-structured interviews and observed myself as well. So I came to know that they did not have any, peer group or any mechanism where they can use English beyond the classroom, and they can get feedback about, and know where and how they could improve their English. So one of the reasons was this, and then they didn't have the exposure and access to good quality reading material which can help them improve, apart from the stress, anxiety issues, and lack of confidence that they faced. Then I decided to do something to address these problems. I adopted some measures like having more frequent presentations to improve confidence, then guided speaking practice for vocabulary and structure support, written assignments on classroom conversations and more group discussions for self-assessment and peer feedback. Then regular listening activities based on lectures on pedagogy for improving vocabulary and grammatical accuracy. And workshops on improving questioning skills were also organized to enable them to use more frequently used structures to ask questions, and some discussions on judicious use of mother tongue. So about the outcome of these measures, I can say that on the basis of my preliminary observation and the students' feedback that I obtained, it can be said that these strategies seem to be helping them. But in a more conclusive way, it can be said on a later stage when I will be able to collect some data in support of this. So as of now, I look forward to continue with these strategies because these seem to be helping them. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiran. Now over to Rosemary. You wanted to share your screen, you can do that. If you have any issues, because Rosemary may have a little problem with internet sometimes. And then I have a recorded version of her presentation also with me to back her. You go ahead.
So the host disabled my screen sharing. I cannot screen share. Could you please help me?
Santosh, I think you have to share the screen.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Rosemary, because she wants.
Or let me try whether I can make you co-host. I can't. Oh, now Rosemary, you are co-host now. You can do it. Thank you.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Greetings to all. I'm excited to be here. I am Rosemary Amparado. I teach English at Mindanao State University, Marawi City, Philippines. It has been 3 semesters now since the start of the pandemic, and in those semesters, I have always been curious as to how my fellow teachers have been coping with the challenges of online teaching. So it was not until lately that I got the chance to investigate this when I collaborated with Dr. Santosh Mahapatra on a qualitative multiple case study. We examined the teachers' challenges in online teaching, their coping strategies, best teaching practices, and insights with 3 teachers at Mindanao State Universities. They are English teachers like me. So like me also, the teachers had no experience in online teaching prior to the pandemic. So we invited the English teachers for separate Google Meet interviews, and the whole data collection process was quite interesting and exciting because the teachers' challenges, coping strategies, best practices, and insights were basically similar to our own, and we can relate to what they have been going through. The teachers shared their problems regarding poor internet connectivity and difficulty exploring new applications. Also, they shared that a few of their students participated in virtual meetings. Late submission of requirements has been always a problem, and cheating has been leveled up or has been taken to a whole new level, with some students sending their examination questions to online group chats, and they have been engaging heavily on plagiarism. With experience in those 3 semesters, the teachers learned to cope with those problems, and they ensure that they have a stable internet connection, and they continue learning to use technology. They also gave their students some incentives like additional points and oral recitations to motivate the students to participate. And then for late submission of requirements, the teachers gave considerations like extension of deadlines and giving alternative assessments to those whose internet connection is poor during the time of synchronous meetings. For cheating, the teachers gave time-bound examinations where the students can only take the exam on specific time. And they also require their students to give proper attribution of the sources of information. So the teachers' practices actually mirror their coping strategies. So in terms of giving varied assessments like oral recitation, group work, and so on, giving considerations and sharing their takeaways. Also by avoiding cheating and plagiarism, by employing these measures, administering time-bound examinations, and checking for plagiarism. So the teachers' insights were actually enlightening. They encouraged teachers to stay committed to teaching, to go on teaching online, and share their experiences with colleagues and establish bonds with them. Be technology savvy, and then plan their activities ahead of time to avoid mishaps, and to be compassionate to students, and also to avoid stress. Drawing on the teachers' experiences, Dr. Santos and I concluded that the teachers tackled their similar challenges with various coping strategies and best practices. Their unique insights were indicative of their distinct teaching styles. We hope that the teachers, online teachers, we also plan to continue the investigation and to collect more data. Hopefully, we will be able to come up with something concrete and to help English teachers, especially those teaching in higher institutions in the Philippines, to cope with online teaching effectively. Santos, for your invaluable insights and guidance.
Thank you. Over to you, Prem.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. It's really, really exciting. It's really wonderful presentation. Now, we'll have 40 minutes for a breakout room discussion. So I will, in a minute, you will see the rooms are open. So the rooms are according to the first name of the presenter. So I would like to request presenters to be in your room and have discussions with the participants and respond to questions of the participants. And for the participants, so you are free to visit different rooms there, but please don't click leave the meeting. So just you can leave the room, but don't really click leave the meeting. So ask questions or make comments and to interact with the presenter. You turn on your cameras to make really a friendly atmosphere in breakout rooms. And follow the links in the program to view the presenter's poster rather than asking them to share it on the screen. Also, keep your microphones muted when you are not speaking. And yeah, it would be great if you join the rooms that you see that there are very fewer people, so and keep discussion going on. So yeah, and after 40 minutes, so or before the time ends, so I will be sending a kind of reminder to you. So, and I would request mentors, feel free to join in the breakout rooms where your mentee teachers are assigned and listen to the discussions. Okay. So if you have any issue with joining the room, so I will be here and I will assign you as well. So or let us know if there are any issues. So now you will see the rooms. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, I hope it was a wonderful discussion. So I had a chance to talk with Kiran. I didn't really got a chance to move to different groups. So, but it was really wonderful. So now we have some 15 minutes to reflect what happened in our discussion. So let's start with teachers first, and then I will come back to mentors. Is that okay? So we start off with Pinar. So try to wrap up your reflection in 2 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm sorry, but am I expecting to talk about the general?
Yeah, basically what happened in your breakout discussion? So
all right, okay.
What were the takeaways, let's say, right? So
all right, thank you.
Yeah.
So it's a great feeling to be out of a classroom sometimes, connecting with the other teachers, with the colleagues, and thinking beyond the classroom, So it was great to get to know other teachers as well, and sharing our experience in our own classrooms and our schools. And it was great to hear from their countries, the way that their programs in education as well. And as we talked, I got that feeling we are not alone. I mean, on the things that we had encountered in our classroom, like challenges. So it's actually, I feel safe to know about that as well. We feel great excitement. I'm still excited, and we were just going to talk about the international programs, right? International projects, and then I was back to main session. I'm really happy to be here and share all the things with you guys. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Pinar. Right. I really like the way that you say it, that we are not really alone, right? So there have many teams all over the world. Okay.
Yeah, because the pandemic is not in only Turkey, so, but we as a teacher sometimes feel overwhelmed. I feel like, I think I can't do this profession anymore. I couldn't be a teacher, that teacher that as I imagined or as I was a year ago. But today I felt that we are not alone and everything is gonna be all right very soon, I hope. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now Özden. So may I request you to share some takeaways from your discussions?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got questions about the details of our research, and I kind of summarized it in short. And I was asked about the challenges we had, and that was, as Pınar mentioned, it was the limited time we had. And I question about the pre-writing stage of our classes. And to talk about the challenges we had, I would say the topic was a challenge itself, because students are not really interested in writing classes, and we started the research right after we got back to school, so it was a bit tough to students. And we talked about the details of our pre-writing stage, how the details were like to make the students brainstorm and come up with as many ideas possible for them to be more productive in the writing section. And we had this, individual reflection notes that we noted during our classes, I would say, and we had our group reflections. We discussed whether we had similarities or differences in our classes with Özge and the whole group. And yeah, that's it. Lastly, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Beril Yücel for making me part of this project. It's been an amazing experience for me. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's very insightful, Özden. Now, yeah, may I request Özge to share some takeaways from your discussions?
Sure, I can. And first, like my colleague, Özden, I would also like to start with a big thank to my dear mentor, Beril Yücel. And that was also the first question of Santos. Santo, please correct me if I call out your name or mispronounce your name. Is it Santo or San? God, that's so hard. I'm so sorry. So the question was like what my motive was when I just first started this research. And I said our mentor, because we were actually just already struggling with these challenges. But to study in detail and in depth was actually a great thing. And that was also a contribution, not only to my students' productivity and also just my skills as a teacher. So our conversation started with Santo's insightful questions, so that I had a chance to maybe explain the process in detail. And then we also had a chance to talk to different teachers from like different countries, like teachers from Morocco and teachers from South India. And we found out like that we had some common problems. So after a huge gap in like learning, let's say, so it was a long time, like online learning was actually a long time. And I tried to express myself with like saying it was a big ocean and we teachers were small fish and we didn't even know how to swim. So everything was new and we were just trying to survive. And somehow we did, but there were also some like consequences. So students not being able to, adopt the system. So especially for productive skills, we had actually very important problems. So the problems were in common. So just like my colleague Pınar said, I was safe because I can just regard myself a very devoted and passionate teacher. And I admit that I failed. Like sometimes there were times that I felt like things were not doable online. But then with the help of this study, so I gained more insights and I was now able to focus more on the solution more than a problem. So like I feel honored, let's say.
Yeah.
And one more thing. And actually just as like teaching profession is hard but important. Maybe that's another thing that we we understand. Teaching is hard and being a teacher is a very precious thing. And I'm really proud of being a teacher. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Özge. I think that's so motivating, and actually so proud of being teachers, right? Thank you very much for that very powerful but very personal sharing anyways. So may I request Kiran to say something about discussions that we and other teachers had in your breakout room?
Yeah, again, I want to thank my mentor, Dr. Santosh Mahapatra, for making me a part of this project, and Rosemary for her important insights during our, many meetings on, WhatsApp and Zoom. So she was the one who always motivated me to do better, and Santosh was also there. So, I got to talk to Snehalata in the breakout room, and Prem also. Snehalata was also working on pre-service teachers, and she was also interested in knowing that what she could do to improve their communication skills in English. I shared some of the strategies that I adopted, like having more frequent presentations and mock conversations for vocabulary and structure support, guided presentations, and so these were the mostly these were the strategies that were used in my classroom, and she found it really interesting. Then I talked with Prem at length about how this course is organized in my university, and you're so interested in visiting my university, so that's really encouraging, and I'm eagerly waiting for your visit, and I'm sure we can meet online as of now, until this online mode is continuing. So yeah, it was fun, and it was really interesting experience for me, and it was the first for me, so looking forward to having more experiences like this. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kiran. Yeah, I so look forward to visit your college. Okay, thank you. And now, yeah, may I request Rosemary to share something that you discussed in your group?
Okay, in our breakout room, we had a very exciting, and one of the notable questions that I got was, about the results of the study. Oh dear, my internet connection is unstable.
Yeah, you were talking about there was something really striking question. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so one of the questions was that what will we do, Dr. Santosh and I, what will we do with the results of the study? Because the study was about teachers' challenges in online teaching, coping strategies, insights, and best teaching practices. So I said that we would report back to the teachers about their coping strategies, insights, and best practices, because there were 3 of them, and they were interviewed separately. So they have no idea what the other teachers were going through. So teachers from other colleges, for instance. And then another one is that, another question is that, will you still use this technology like Padlet or quizzes or Facebook and so on after the pandemic? So I would definitely use the same to give variety to my activities and to make my activities also exciting and engaging. Beryl asked me about what I found most challenging, and I said it's technology. So I never knew that the Google Classroom existed. So also applications like quizzes, Padlet, and so on. So, and I find it very hard to explore them. Dr. Santosh is very much aware of this. So I think that's it. And oh, by the way, one more challenge that I had with my
It could be the internet connection.
Advantage. So there is a feature there wherein it's make it unique feature, and then they will like copy the author's words and then make it unique, make them unique and submit them as their own. So that's very alarming and cunning.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you, Rosemary. So that's wonderful reflection. Now, so we have two mentors to say something really briefly. What was your learning experiences from this kind of mentorship project? So do you have anything to say really exciting? So maybe in 2 minutes. So may I request Santosh first and to Beryl.
Yeah, it's more of I work on teacher development. It's my research area, and that's why when I spoke with, for example, Pinar and Oske, I was placing myself there and thinking about it. This is the same thing I did with Kiran and Rosemary. When we were discussing anything, I was placing myself in their position and then thinking about how it would be. Maybe that's something I think when I'm in a position or somebody else in the position to think about teacher development, to think about designing frameworks or programs for teacher development, this should be the case. This should be the approach. It should be bottom up. It should not be top down. And something that should come in a very strong way and in a theoretical way, because as a researcher, we can do it through theories, through development of theories. And this is something that this project gave me. It made me think. I've been doing it for some time, and this is my maybe 4th or 5th time I'm doing this. So this again is a massive contribution to, it made me a better researcher. It made me think, from the points of view of teachers, and made me think that there are things I don't understand as a teacher development, like as an teacher educator. I may not understand things, but I'm trying my best, and hopefully I'll be able to do things which will be more useful and more using which I can support teachers better in future. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Santosh. I think that's very powerful. I think we should be doing really bottom up, not always, top down. I think top down approaches never work. Somebody telling me to do this and that may not work, right? So it's really important to collaborate with teachers, for example. Yeah, thank you.
Precisely, that's why we did a collaborative work.
Right. That is the beauty of doing teacher research. Okay, so thank you, Santosh. So now, Beryl, so may I request you to share something?
Very brief reflection, yes, because we're out of time. Okay, right. What I would like to say is that, I have been involved in professional development, teacher training and education for a long time. But I should say that I always feel refreshed, with a new project. And I believe that this is lifelong learning. And, with this project, again, I felt this, privilege. I felt this energy and motivation doing it with my colleagues and sharing them with you on this platform. So I think this is the, most valuable thing that we have as teachers all around the world. And I completely agree with Özge that we are lucky that we are teachers, and it is a lifelong learning process. So I would just like to say thank you to all here and to all the organizers for bringing us on this platform. I think we deserve a big thank you and, a pat on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Well, these are my feelings, Prem. I mean, I'm very honest. As I said, every time you just feel that refreshment and you just start from the very beginning.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, mentor and teacher colleagues. So it's really powerful. And sometimes I just feel that listening to teachers is always some kind of learning experience, right? So there are so many things to learn from each other. So I think we are running out of, I think we ran out of time, so I'm sorry about that. But we will be back in plenary sessions at 1 p.m. GMT. Please calculate the time difference. Sometimes I'm wrong in calculating, so I missed some sessions. So, and just to inform you, in chat box I have shared the link for your certificate. You just like please input your information and you will get certificate from there. So check the chat box. Okay, so thank you everyone, mentor, mentee, teachers, and colleagues. It was really wonderful. So we will see we'll see you all in plenary at 1 p.m. So now, I close the session. So thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.